Well, hello, fellow YouTubers. I'd like to talk about the thorny issue that has been bothering me for quite some time, which may or may not have impacted you as well. So if you're not already sitting down, have a seat, pull up your socks, and have a listen. Signet is a South Korean electric vehicle charger manufacturer, which produced the 50 kilowatt fast charger that I've decided to sit next to, and many more just like it, which are prevalent in the southeastern United States. I live in the greater Charlotte, North Carolina area, and it is with these strategically placed and reasonably priced chargers that gave me the confidence to buy my Spark EV. This network of Signet Fast Chargers enabled modern first-generation electric vehicles to travel far distances. In fact, nearly 2 years ago, these were the only fast chargers I used when I took my trip in my Spark EV from west of Charlotte, North Carolina to Fincastle, Virginia to visit Electrify America's second operational fast charger. While I also relied on 220-volt chargers along the way, I was able to accomplish this trip of 534 miles in 20 hours. These Signet fast chargers were also installed along Eastern Interstate 40, which enabled short-range electric vehicles with fast charging capabilities to travel over the Appalachian Mountains from Asheville, North Carolina to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Unfortunately, neither of these trips mentioned, along with others, are presently as feasible with short-range electric vehicles. I thought it would be interesting to know exactly how many of these chargers there were, so I set out to do just that. From my personal knowledge, I figured out there might be about 20 chargers. I had to use several resources to compile my list, as many of these chargers have been removed from PlugShare and other databases. While I believe my count to be fairly accurate, I do believe it is likely there are a few stations I missed. In all, I found documentation of 46 Signet 50 kilowatt fast chargers having been installed in 6 southeastern states. Of these 46 chargers, I could document 0 that are operation at full charge speed. 2 work at 66% charge speed, 2 work at 50% charge speed, and 3 work at a charge speed of a typical onboard 220-volt charger of around 6 kilowatts. And 39 units, the vast majority, that appear to be out of service, broken, or physically removed. Over the last 2 years and change, I've contacted a handful of municipalities that were directly involved in contracts pertaining to these chargers. I've also contacted Brightfield Transportation Solutions, who owns many of these chargers, as well as Greenlots, which was the network provider for most, if not all, of the chargers. I would rate the success of these endeavors as fairly minimal, with fairly little to show for my efforts. I'd like to briefly share 2 email communications. The first email comes from Greenlots. Greenlots had provided the networking services to a number of DC fast chargers in the Charlotte area. Recently, we decided to transition away from a specific generation in anticipation of new technology. We worked closely with the station owners to set the units to plug and play before doing so. Brightfield, the owners of the locations in your area, are committed to the operation of the stations during this period of transition and for the future. Our team is still engaged within your region and are working diligently to develop it for future drivers. The next email is from Brightfield Transportation Solutions. Brightfield operated Signet fast chargers across North Carolina are currently not operational. These older stations' communication systems run on 3G, which is phasing out nationally. Greenlots, the station's network service provider, has decided to disable communications at all Signet chargers instead of upgrading the stations to 4G. As a result, Brightfield cannot communicate with, process payments at, or operate the stations. We are working on a solution. Brightfield is partnering with Quick Charge out of Atlanta, Georgia to take over operation and maintenance of the Signet chargers. Quick Charge is a premier EV charger service and maintenance company. They will upgrade the stations and provide the long-term service required. We expect to finalize our transaction with Quick Charge in January and have these stations back up and running by February. We at Brightfields are EV drivers too. We know the importance of these chargers and are frustrated by the situation. We apologize for the inconvenience. On a positive note, it appears that a Signet charger that was removed from a Georgia Welcoming Visitors Center is being replaced with a high-speed fast charger. Let's hope this trend continues. Not only can you help prevent forest fires, but you can also help ensure the functionality of electric vehicle chargers